Welcome back to Reality Hits Matt. I'm your host, Michelle.
And I'm Matt.
We are back from the beach, back at the basement bar.
Yeah.
Back to work.
Yeah.
Back to reality.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Some more reality.
Yeah.
For you to
reality,
take in.
Reality Hits Matt.
It really hit you hard this week.
The name of the podcast.
Yeah, unfortunately, our vacation is over, but we're back with the cats, so...
Yeah, it is nice to be home.
Yeah.
Back here, so...
Yeah. So, we're back. And with that, we're back with another episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This is Season 3, Episode 8.
Okay, so 8, and then we have 2 more.
2 more.
10.
Yep.
And then we'll do a full season recap with John.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the reunion during that.
Okay, all right. And then last week we touched on Let's Marry Harry.
Yes, and we are going to record a podcast for that too. I just got to get around to watching it. I am going to, my plan tonight is to watch the second episode, so we'll get that out this week.
Will we?
Maybe early next week.
Well,
sorry guys, we're getting to it. We're getting back into the groove.
Yeah, well, we got to get Secret Lives done so we could do the season recap.
Yeah, and they're already filming season 6 right now.
Oh my goodness.
So that was confirmed that they are in the middle.
Okay.
So what I saw between Michaela and Chase that we talked about last week is going to be, I think, in season 6. So I think season 5 is completely wrapped, done. Whitney's gone after season 5.
Oh, Whitney's gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said in an interview, though, that it was the exit she wanted. So I don't think she's going out on a bad note with probably most of the girls, but maybe some of the girls.
Well, we'll see, because she was gone before, and Demi was gone before.
She's left every single season.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway.
She's literally left every single season and then come back every season. So
we'll see.
Maybe they'll... No, I think she's doing a lot on her own thing. I think she's going back on Broadway right now, so I think she's a little busy.
Okay.
So
the last episode we did was season 3, episode 7.
Yes.
I'm going to give the quickest recap ever because I don't even really remember it, and I didn't re-listen to the podcast after I edited it. So
give your highlights.
They were at Stagecoach.
Yes.
They were doing the big, they had the big mansion.
Mm-hmm.
All the girls were there. Whitney showed up, filmed some stuff, and then left. Everybody treated her like shit. Didn't even say hi to her. Then
Taylor did, but yeah.
Yeah, Taylor did, but nobody else did. Jen was there. Then they go to Stagecoach. It was it Macy and Michaela, Taylor, I don't know. They met Lana Del Rey, side stage.
Yeah, it was Macy, Michaela, and Jessi went side stage to meet Lana Del Rey.
Jessi, and she was asking them about Whitney.
Yeah.
Because you think she's a Whitney fan. She was
just at that point, you have to remember only season 1 came out.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just the way you were saying it, it sounded
I think we've talked about how season 1, if she was a villain, that's the lamest villain reality TV has ever seen.
Right.
So she was probably is it really that bad?
Yeah.
Is it really that bad?
So there was that. The other thing the only other thing I can remember was right at the end, there was this bomb dropped that Dakota was talking to Taylor's mom's friend.
Yeah.
Do we get into that this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's about it. I mean, that's my recap. Short and sweet.
Yeah, Taylor and Dakota hooked up. They were kind of fighting. Then they slept together one night. And then the only other major thing is the whole Michaela and Jace, them trying to connect and having intimacy issues. Well. Yeah, so we do see more of that this episode as well. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it.
So, season 3, episode 8, The Book of Awakening.
Okay.
We pick back up at Jessi and Jordan, and so they're in the car talking about how Leanne's friend was flirting with Dakota. Jessi asks if Dakota is going to tell Taylor, and she says that this needs to come out.
Yeah.
So Jessi says she's only going to give Dakota a couple days before they leave for LA. And if he doesn't tell her by that, then she has to, because there's no way she can do a week of press tours. And I guess they're paired up for some things that they have going on together. So she tells Jordan, if Dakota does not tell Taylor by the time we leave, I have to tell her, because I can't keep this secret.
Yeah.
So we go to Taylor's house, and at that point, Jordan's saying, yes, Dakota's going to tell her. Yes, like, just give him a couple days. He plans on telling her.
Sure.
All this stuff. We cut to Taylor's house, and Dakota and Taylor are snuggling in bed together.
Okay.
And they're looking at photos of them together at Stagecoach and trying to decide on which ones to post.
Okay.
Taylor, in an interview, says that this is the first time she's enjoyed Dakota's company, and she's going to keep it going and enjoying it and live in the moment for the time being.
Not for long.
It cuts back to Jordan telling Jessi that Dakota's going to tell her. Jessi says that she can only wait a couple days. Cuts back to Taylor's house. Dakota asked Taylor what the I love you last night was about. So I guess last night they were getting snuggly, and Taylor said, I love you. Taylor, in front of the cameras, plays this off that she says, I thought I said I will always love you. And Dakota goes, oh, no, I don't think so. You said I love you.
Okay.
So they're definitely getting hot and heavy right now and moving quick, since Stagecoach was that weekend into this week.
Okay.
And then she's leaving for press again. So
right.
This seems like it's only been a week, maybe 2 weeks of them back together, and they're hot and heavy, which is just a lot.
Yeah.
We go to an interview with Jessi, and Jessi says that she is nervous that when this comes out, it's going to push Taylor back from the group, because at one point she did leave to take care of herself, and she's worried that this is going to take her 2 steps back instead of forward.
Yeah.
She says the group really needs a leader at the moment, especially because of all the group is going through with Demi and Whitney.
Yeah.
So she's hoping that Taylor can stay strong through all this, and the girls can be there to support her.
Okay.
The intro plays, and when we come back from the intro, it shows the very end of the taping of the season 2 reunion. So season 2 reunion has now just happened.
Okay. Such a weird timeline.
It's so weird. Like they're at the end of episode 8 filming right now, and they just did the season 2 reunion. Yet, I mean, it's not like they had any time apart.
Right.
In my head, wouldn't you film, take a break, in the middle of that break, do your reunion, and then come back and start filming?
Right. That would make sense.
But I think they just wanted to crank the, like, I think it's like
the drama was there. They just wanted to keep going.
It's the drama thing. They don't want to lose steam.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get it while the going's hot. You can't lose interest. So I think that they're just trying to pump out these seasons. We saw the back-to-back-to-back droppings of all these. So yeah, it just seems like a lot. So the next day, it goes to Whitney and Conor in the park. So this is the day after the reunion.
Okay.
And they're taking their kids to the park before they take the drive home. And Whitney says that she's been emotionally exhausted from the reunion yesterday. And she says that she has bags under her eyes. Per usual, she felt like she was in the hot seat, and it was her against everyone, including the host.
Okay.
It cuts to a clip of Michaela saying that Whitney can't see that she's the problem. And Nick Viall, who's the host, is saying that he's heard all the other ladies take accountability for things, but hadn't heard it from Whitney yet.
Okay.
And this is coming after, I think this is after they start questioning her about Demi and the comments. And Whitney says that she does feel like she did take accountability, and then that's when the host kind of called her out saying, I don't think you have.
Right.
So Whitney was kind of caught off that, like, it wasn't really a moderator. It was like she just felt like it was someone else attacking her.
Yeah, okay.
Whitney says it was so unfair to hear all this stuff about Demi for the first time, and her sitting in the chair alone being asked to react to it. Whitney, in an interview, says that her first initial feelings from seeing the text and hearing the voice note that she sent Jen, it was confusing and the texts were very weird. Whitney doesn't understand why Demi had never brought these conversations up to her when explaining the situation. And so she was really caught off guard.
Okay. Yeah, they did kind of put her in a weird spot.
Yeah. Like, and again, this goes back to Taylor comes down to confront her when she's at Stagecoach doing content. And she had just reposted Demi's post.
Right.
And Taylor's saying, well, all the other girls are upset. At that point, she hadn't seen any of those texts.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, she's getting one side of the story. She didn't know that Demi sent those texts. She didn't know that Demi sent Jen, because none of the girls would talk to her.
Yeah.
So, if you really want to be mad at Whitney, sit down and have a conversation and be like, this is why we're upset. And a lot of the girls say, oh, it's because we've gotten nowhere with Whitney. I don't think you've ever all tried to actually sit down and have a full-on reasonable conversation with her.
Right.
Because when Whitney tried to have the conversation with Michaela when she came back to the group, Michaela just sat there and goes, I don't have anything to say. I just want to hear what you have to say.
Right.
So even when she tried to have some of those difficult conversations, it was one-sided because they won't talk to her.
Yeah.
So it just seems, I don't know, it just seems unfair.
She's in a weird spot there.
Conor tells Whitney that the opposite side of the story gave him doubts about Demi's story. So he said actually seeing those receipts and hearing those things, we never heard that from Demi. If Brett truly does know, we never heard it from him.
Right.
You know, it just made him uncomfortable, and now he's questioning what's really true.
Okay.
Whitney says that the Demi that she knows wouldn't do that, but then there's a recording telling Jen exactly what to say. Conor says she may have shame and there may be something that she doesn't want to get out publicly, you know, outside of her marriage that her and Brett do know about. But Conor says that's not an excuse for telling someone what to say publicly.
Right, yeah.
Whitney does say that they can relate to not wanting things to get out in their marriage, but she does agree that telling someone what to say kind of crosses the line.
Yeah, yeah.
Whitney decides that she needs to talk to Demi and confront her about everything that she heard at the reunion. And she says that knowing Conor is doubting her story has her doubting Demi as well.
Okay.
We go to Jace and Michaela showing up at couples counseling. So they ended up booking a session for couples counseling. Right. I'm not going to get into like all the details here. It was a lot of the same that we've already talked about and known about.
Okay.
But they talked to the counselor about their communication struggles when it comes to sexual and emotional needs. Jace says that he doesn't want to intentionally hurt Michaela, but if she doesn't tell him what his actions are doing to her, he can't correct it. Okay. Michaela says that it comes down to being vulnerable, and it's not easy for her to be vulnerable. The therapist asked from a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself when it comes to being a sexual being? Michaela says that hers is probably a 1 or a 2, and Jay says he's closer to a 10. And if he had it his way, they would do it close to 3 times a day.
Okay.
I was like, whoa, that is a lot.
It's a little bit much.
I was expecting like a 7 or an 8, like maybe once a day, once every other day, 3 times a day. That's too much. I'm sorry. That's overall. Michaela says she feels like this is all her fault and something that she needs to fix.
Okay.
Jace tells her that it's not her fault, and when he's frustrated, it's not that he's frustrated at her. He's frustrated at the people who did this to her and like how they got here.
Right.
The therapist does suggest that they take more counseling sessions together before Michaela's able to dive into and get the full benefit of that EDMR,
right,
like the eye movement, EMDR, or whatever it is.
Sure.
And so she does suggest that they continue counseling. Jace expresses how he is all in for it, but he's worried that this is a lot for Michaela, so they simply just won't do it.
Yeah.
The counselor provides some suggestions that maybe motivation can be thinking about how showing up for your kids and showing them that Michaela can do hard things and you can get through it and you can work through it. So she says, try to think about your kids as a motivator to better yourself and to better your marriage.
Okay.
They leave therapy, and Michaela says, I feel like you still want to talk to me, and I don't want to talk anymore. So Jay says, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
So they get in the car and they drive off.
All right.
We're at a grocery store and Macy and Jacob are grocery shopping.
Okay.
They're talking about how there is a pride event tomorrow and Jacob is going to go with her. So the Mom Talk girls are hosting a pride event in Utah following legislation that banned the pride flag on government property and in schools.
Okay.
So they wanted to show their support, and typically they've remained a little bit more on the quiet side from this. It comes a little bit more specifically with each girl. Macy says that she's been a little bit quiet because of the backlash that they could receive from the church.
Right.
But she's over it and she wants to make herself more vocal. And Jacob has a cousin who just came out, so they're going to invite him and show him like that they support him.
Right. Okay.
Macy asked Jacob if she thinks that Jordan is going to go, and Jacob says, I think he should. Macy says he can come, but I hope he doesn't bring Dakota. Jacob kind of laughs this off and says that Dakota can come. And Jacob says that he's a part of the friend group. And Macy goes, he's not, though. And Jacob says that Macy has it out for him. So they do not agree when it comes to Jordan and Dakota. Like,
Right.
Macy does not like them, and Jacob is friends with them.
Yeah.
There's definitely a disconnect there. We go to a studio in Utah. And Jen, so this is following the season 2 reunion. Jen now knows that she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
When she was out in LA, she met Ezra. So Ezra is one of the pros on Dancing with the Stars. Ezra, much like many of the pros and hosts and judges, are from Utah.
Okay.
A lot of them are Mormon or in the LDS church. It is a very big dance community, I guess.
Okay.
So Ezra is from Utah. He's former LDS. He left the church when he came out to his parents, and he kind of opens up to Jen a little bit later. So they meet up and they go through some dances, some salsa. I guess they had met when she was doing her interview, and they kind of hit it off and stayed in touch. And he was in town visiting family, so he decided to meet up with her. He shows her some salsa moves, and then Ezra asks how it's going with the other girls. She does tell him that she had to take a step back at the beginning of her pregnancy, and that there's a lot going on, and she's been questioning a lot of things like her religion and, you know, her mental state. They talk about how the LDS church and the struggles that they go through with the church rules and expectations. Jen expresses that she used to wear her garments all the time.
Right.
However, she's kind of come to realize that she doesn't believe God would retaliate against her or not love her if she doesn't wear garments.
If she doesn't wear her Mormon undergarments.
So she's kind of saying, listen, I think some of these rules are outdated. They need to be revisited. I don't think that we need to be following all these things to be in good stance with the church.
Right. Okay.
And they relate in a lot of ways. Ezra confides in Jen and says that when he came out as gay, his family took him out of dance because they thought that's why he was gay. When he turned 19, he left Utah and didn't speak to his parents anymore.
Okay.
Finally, his mom came around and ended up leaving the church because she decided that if her son wasn't going to be accepted and loved in that community, then why should she want to be a part of it? So she left the LDS church. So I think a lot of his family is now ex-Mormon. And Jen believes that, you know, a partnership can be between two people, and it's not right to exclude gays in the Mormon community, and that things do need to change. So they kind of had a nice moment there. From this scene, I would have thought that Ezra and Jen would have been paired together.
Oh, they're not. They weren't.
No,
I mean, I didn't watch it.
So Jen was not paired with
From everything
Ezra.
you're telling me, I'm like, okay, this is.
Yeah.
They're gonna be.
It
That's
makes it
her
seem like,
pro,
that's her pro, but it's not. She ended up being with Jan, who was a backup dancer for Taylor Swift on her Eras tour.
Okay.
And that's how he got on, because Mandy Moore, the choreographer for Dancing with the Stars, was the choreographer for the Eras tour for Taylor. She does a lot of Taylor Swift stuff too.
Gotcha.
So they met. He has a background in ballroom, which not all of her background dancers do. A lot of them are just pop. So he does have that experience with ballroom. So she was like, why don't you come be a pro? I think you'd be good. So Jan was with Jen, and then Ezra was with Simone Biles.
Okay.
So
all right. I recall hearing the name Ezra.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what you're telling me, this sounds like they would have been paired together.
Yeah,
but
you think
maybe they just got them together because, like, to talk.
I think part of
The
it was
Mormon
also
aspect, like
leading up to the Pride event, all this stuff.
Oh, right.
He's very openly gay.
Yeah.
You know, Jen's talking about how she
Well,
thinks people should be
it
involved.
was the dancing that made him gay.
Yeah, and now he's back
According
at dancing,
to
and
his
he's still gay.
Dancing makes you gay.
I don't think you can take you can take the dance out of the boy. You can't take the gay out of the boy. so I think it was a point to be like, and this is why it's important for us to show or support all this stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think it was convenient that it kind of all tied in. Utah, Mormon, gay, Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Like they're like, Jen, go do this. And it couldn't have been Whitney because Whitney didn't go to the Pride event. She was out in LA already. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But
all right.
Whitney went out early because she had some commitments. We go to a studio. Dakota and Taylor are there together getting family pictures done for Ever's first birthday.
Okay. Oh yeah, they were gonna. He's not one yet.
He's either about to turn one or he just turned one.
They were talking before, like when they weren't on like the best of terms, that they were gonna like do a joint party together for him.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's family portrait day.
Family portrait day.
All right.
So it does start off with just photos of Ever, then Taylor and Ever together, then Dakota and Ever together, and then she goes, "Let's get one of all of you together." And it's not like family pose. It's like her on one side, him on one side. But it is just an odd thing to do. I guess you're in good standing, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
Good for them. They came out cute.
Well, that's good.
Taylor in an interview says if there's going to be a future for the two of them, there would have to be no more lies or secrets. And apparently Dakota told Taylor that he's told her everything.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm like, is he going to tell her? Is he going to try to brush us under the rug? Does he know that Jordan told Jessi? If he's saying, I've told you everything. And so this is where I got confused in the timeline, though. Because I think this may have happened before the season 2 reunion. This photo shoot.
Oh, okay. So this is prior to...
Because at the season 2 reunion, she was very hostile to Dakota. She was very mean to him. She was mad at him.
Okay.
And so I think that this happened before the season 2 reunion.
Okay.
So we have some stuff that are happening after. So Jen with Dancing with the Stars. She knows she's going to be on it. Whitney talking about Dancing with the Stars and talking about the Demi stuff.
Right.
So I think some of the Dakota and Taylor things, though, are off timeline.
Okay. All right.
So
just to make it even more confusing.
Yeah, because at the reunion, I remember like Nick was asking about them being cuddly at Stagecoach, and she was like, "Yeah, we all make mistakes." And she was like, very like, "I don't want to talk about this. I fucked up. Like, I'm mad at you. Fuck you.
Okay.
All this stuff." So. So we go to LA and Whitney is there early. So she shows up earlier than the other girls for the press. She had some other commitments that she had to do. She had some business stuff that she had to take care of. And I guess Demi is also out there a bit early.
Okay.
So she is going to meet Demi for dinner.
Okay.
Demi asks how the reunion went. And Whitney straight up confronts her that Jessi pulled up receipts with her. The conversations Marciano brings up something about the taste of cum. Demi immediately was like, "Oh yeah, the oyster thing," because at this point Jessi had already confronted Demi about all these texts.
Right.
So now Demi, like in my head, already has an answer for all these things because Jessi's already brought it up. You can't catch her off guard anymore. So I think that she's prepared to respond to all this because she knew it was coming.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Demi tells Whitney that that's how she talks to all of her friends, and she says that she's crude and sarcastic and all this stuff. When Whitney brings up the pet name that was given to him, so this is where I was kind of lost in the previous confrontation with Jessi about her daughter being involved. Do you remember like the video of her praying or a picture of her praying? And then there was a FaceTime. There was like a lot of confusing things
between Demi and Marciano.
Yeah.
And her,
and her daughter.
Yeah, because Jessi was like, why did you send him photos of your daughter?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's where people, like, so Whitney brings that up, being like, if he truly did that to you, why would you bring your daughter into the mix?
Right.
And so, and I guess this nickname, Martino, was being thrown around, and Whitney brings that up as well. So Demi explains that she was on the phone with Marciano when her daughter needed help with something. And I thought this was interesting too. They bleeped out her name every time they said it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's public information what her daughter's name is, but on the show they bleeped out her name.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's...
So I'm just going to keep saying her daughter. So, because I don't know it. It's like I say Ever, and I say it like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that makes sense.
Jessie's son is named Jagger or whatever. So, like, I say their names if it's on, but I don't know her daughter's name. So Demi explains that she was on the phone with Marciano when her daughter needed help with something, so she quickly put Marciano on speaker. When she was in the middle of doing something, her daughter asked, "Who is this?" and pressed the FaceTime button. And at that point, he popped up on the screen, and then she hung up, so for 5 seconds, he saw her daughter.
Right. Okay.
She then explains that her daughter would see Marciano's name pop up when he would call her, and she didn't know how to pronounce his name, so she would call him Martino. And so that's how that became a nickname for him, because she couldn't say his name, so she was always like, Martino, Martino. Demi says that Brett is fully aware of all of this, and the only time she ever sent a video or a photo was when she was praying and you couldn't see her face.
Okay. This is a lot.
You're talking to this man nonstop if your daughter comes up with a nickname.
Like, oh yeah, he's popping up on your phone all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martino. So producers asked Whitney in an interview, since Demi has an answer for everything and defends each one of your questions, what's going through your head right now? Whitney says that for her, it's just not adding up because she would never do that. So she's basically saying, for me, this is weird because I would never do that.
Right.
She said, I would never stay in contact with someone like that or talk to someone other than my husband like that. And she just doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Whitney confronts Demi then about the Jen voice note and Demi telling Jen what to say about the villa.
Yeah.
This is what does catch Demi off guard because she didn't know that existed.
Oh, okay.
So Whitney says Jen had a recording of a conversation between you and her, Zach and Brett, where you guys are telling her what to say about the villa.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? She then gets caught off guard and says, well, like, why would I do that if it was the other way around and like I was making out with him? Why would I try to tell Jen what to say about that? And like, that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Demi then says that she did that because she didn't want the sexual assault to come out. So she says she was telling Jen to say that nothing happened because she just didn't want this in the news and didn't want the drama, even though that's already happening now.
Right.
So like, I get it, but like, it's still weird. And she also goes on to say that she was playing into Marciano, and that's why all these texts and calls happened, because she didn't want him to be pissed off at her and come out with all of this to the news and say that they hooked up or the sexual assault. But I'm like, if he actually sexually assaulted you,
he wouldn't come out with that and be like,
he wouldn't say that he ever touched you.
Right.
Because if he came out with that, you would turn around and be like, yeah, you touched me inappropriately.
Yeah.
But you're out there trying to cover all this up, trying to tell him to say that he slept with Jessi, telling him to do all this stuff to get the news away from you.
Right.
That makes you look so guilty.
Yeah. But also, you said that Brett was there.
Yeah.
Like, for this voice note. And she's trying to cover up the assault.
Right.
So he's there. She's telling Jen what to say to cover up this assault.
Yeah.
But then she continues talking to him, and Brett knows that she continues talking to him.
She says that Brett knows everything. He knows every single conversation. He knows he's seen all the texts. He knows everything. So Brett is fully aware of everything that's going on.
Don't you think that's kind of weird that he lets his wife talk to somebody that assaulted her?
Yes.
Maybe just a little,
yes.
just a little odd.
We do get to that in a little bit when Whitney and Conor have a conversation.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah. So,
anyways,
Yes, it is very weird, and that whole situation is weird. So, yeah. So at this point, when Demi is saying that she did it to appease Marciano, basically, she compared it to someone who gets beat by their husband 75 times and staying with them and saying that they still love them. I do not agree with this comparison. She takes, and I'm realizing, she takes the most dramatic comparisons to try to justify her weird ass behavior.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense. Like, that is not the same as you texting and saying that something tastes like cum and FaceTiming this man. It's not like he was harassing you to get responses.
Right.
It's not like he was threatening you and saying, if you don't talk to me, I'm going to do this, and you were afraid. You were just having a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
People who go through domestic violence,
like
it diminishes what they go through,
absolutely.
honestly.
But and there's so many different things going on there in a relationship where you live together, you have a child.
It probably didn't start off that way.
But yeah, absolutely. But and people don't leave, where are you going to go? This is just some random guy you met that you're just texting and calling now.
It's absolutely almost
just cut the tie and just stop talking to him.
It almost sickened me, that comparison, because I was like, this diminishes what true domestic violence people are going through, and there's different levels of abuse, emotional, financial. There's different levels, and people experience it differently. But to say that you felt like you were captive of this person and you were just
beating you 75 times,
if the text showed Marciano saying, be friends with me or else I'm gonna do this, or or I have this, that'd be, come out with that then.
But also, be friends with me or I'm gonna come out and say that I assaulted you.
So it's not adding up. It's not. And then you turn around and be like, go tell people that you slept with my friend.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. Why even bring that into the mix if you're trying to bury the drama? No, you're trying to deflect it away from you.
Right. Yeah. And then you do that and it just backfires.
Yeah. So I could keep going on and on about this. So I just, that made me.
Demi.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Whitney, in an interview, says that she feels more at ease that Brett knew everything, if that is true, about all the conversations, and she understands a little bit more where Demi was coming from with trying to placate Marciano, but she definitely still seems like she's
a little skeptical.
Yeah, she's I don't know, and producers are trying to get more out of her, and she's like, I can't even wrap my head around.
It's a lot to process.
Demi says that she's expecting some tough questions in press, and she's not going to back down as a liar. She's not going to go out she wants to tell her side of the story, and she's prepared to back herself up.
Okay.
We go to the Pride event. Jessi said that she invited Chase, and she's hoping that this isn't Halloween 2.0, and it cuts to the clip of Jordan yelling at him to take accountability.
Right.
In my head, I said, why did she invite Chase when she got so mad at Layla for inviting Chase to Layla's own birthday party?
Yeah, that's
and now we're inviting Chase, and Jessi says in an interview that Layla has preached that Chase has changed, so hopefully this is a step in the right direction. And in my head, why isn't Michaela and Macy so mad? They're still pregnant at this point, so this hasn't happened that far apart.
Oh, right, yeah.
Macy was very pregnant at Layla's birthday. She is still pregnant now. So she flipped out at Layla for Chase being there.
Yeah.
Why would she not come in and be like, Jessi, what the fuck?
Why'd you invite him? Yeah.
Unless maybe they had a conversation beforehand about him coming, but I don't know. And it was the same excuse. Well, I'm friends with Kate, so it made sense, so I invited her, and obviously she's going to bring her boyfriend. And that's what Layla said, and she got shit on, so whatever. Jessi says that she's still really upset knowing this secret about Dakota, and seeing Taylor and Dakota together there at the event is really rubbing her the wrong way. And she says that she's going to give it to the LA press tour before she tells Taylor. Chase approaches Taylor at the event, and that's when I was like, oh god, here we go, Halloween 2.0. He says that he knows the Halloween party was crazy and he doesn't want to argue. He tells Taylor that 99% of their relationship was good shit, and it sucks that the 1% that was bad has to be their reality. Taylor agrees, and they kind of just agree to be cordial with one another. Taylor does joke, though, that there needs to be another scandal, and so when she's saying that, because she's like, well, now it's boring, we need another scandal, and she looks at Chase and his brother Mason, who are standing there, and she brings up that Layla dating Mason after being with Chase could be the new scandal.
Okay.
So Layla and Mason have been hanging out and going on a few dates. Layla in an interview was like, yeah, it's weird. I was with two brothers. I guess I picked the wrong one at first, but I did find out that Mason was interested in me before Chase. So, I picked wrong the first go around.
Okay.
Jacob's cousin shows up, so he's the one that's come out of the closet, and he's the cutest little thing. He has like a whole rainbow suit on with a rainbow tie, and he's just so adorable. The girls say hi to him, and they ask, they start asking, like, how's life? Macy was asking how coming out to his family went, if his siblings are supportive, and he was like, yes, my siblings are super supportive. They kind of told me that they already knew before I told them.
Yeah.
Which it probably was obvious. He goes, my parents are coming around to it, but it's not that bad. He is going to BYU at the moment, which BYU was already majorly anti-gay.
Anti-Mormon?
Yeah, no. It's majorly Mormon, anti-gay.
Brigham Young, the anti-Mormon university.
Yeah, no. It is very Mormon. So Michaela at one point does ask if he's seen anything change since the new laws were passed with the pride flags, and he goes, no, but that's not really unreasonable because BYU already really didn't allow those. So They were just chatting and having a good time. And the pride event seemed like it was fun all around. They start playing music and dancing and having a good time.
Okay.
We go to LA and Whitney gets and Whitney gets back to her hotel room and Conor is there waiting for her. It was kind of cute. When she came in, she's like, hold on, let me go put my robe on. He's like, can I watch you change? And like tries to go in the bathroom. She goes, I'm not changing in front of the cameras. He's like, fair enough. It was just really funny. Whitney says Conor loves the tea, so when she gets back, she does have to tell him everything, which reminds me of you. You don't want to be a part of it, but you love hearing about it.
I don't mind hearing about it, but yeah, I don't want to see it or really be a part of it.
Whitney catches him up on everything Demi said. Conor thinks that this is so odd.
Yeah, no shit.
He said that if Whitney came home and said this person did something really bad to me, Conor would do everything in his power to protect Whitney from that person.
Yeah.
He does like understand kind of where Demi's coming from, but ultimately like he's on that stance of like, why would you even want that person around you? Why would you want to talk to that person?
Your daughter's giving him a nickname.
Yeah. And Whitney tells Conor that she's confused and she doesn't know how to support a friend that she feels is not being 100% honest.
Yeah.
Conor asks, so you don't think she's being honest? And she says that she feels like there's something missing from this story. So she goes, I don't know if she's like lying, but I think there's a major thing missing from this story that she's not telling.
Yeah.
Whitney in an interview says that she wants Demi to be right, but in her gut she's saying something is missing. Conor then gets emotional when Whitney tells him about Demi sending the video of her daughter praying. He thinks that if Demi is telling the truth, she should have kept her kids far away as possible from this person.
Yeah, definitely.
And he was very upset. He got very emotional. He's like, maybe this is just a me thing, but if you came home, told me this, and then I found out that you sent photos of our kids, like, I don't think,
right.
Like, I wouldn't be okay with that.
No, nobody should.
And keep in mind, I believe this is Brett's stepdaughter. So this isn't Demi and Brett's daughter. This is Demi and her previous husband's daughter.
Okay.
I think. I don't think, like, Demi and Brett don't have any children together.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe then that's why he doesn't care, but like, it's still fucked up.
Like, yeah, no, it's
still fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a child. Like,
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But it's like, what does her ex-husband know about all this?
Right.
Like, is he aware that you're sending videos and
of your child
to someone that
somebody
you're
who assaulted you? Yeah.
sexually assaulted you? I don't know. Probably not. So that was the end of Whitney and Conor in LA together. So we'll see more of that when they get to press next week.
Okay.
We don't get to press yet. I think we'll see that next week when they're all together.
Okay.
We go to Macy's house. Macy said in the past, her and Jacob haven't been vocal about their stances and fear of backlash, but moving forward, they want to be more vocal. They put up a pride flag in their front lawn, and she said that this is the first step in taking a stronger stance in her support. We go to Michaela's house, and they are reviewing her birth plan, and Michaela says that she talked to their doula, who said that birth actually brings out the trauma of one's past. So she suggested that epidurals actually help people with sexual assault because it will relax the pelvic floor.
Okay.
So she says that with the pain and everything that's happening in the body can actually like tense up if it's experienced sexual trauma. So she was talking to Jace about that option, which I did find interesting. I know like you can learn more obviously throughout your whole life, but she does have 2 or 3 other kids. So I did find it interesting that like it seemed like she was like, oh, I'm afraid to be in pain, and I'm in my head I'm like, you've done this before.
Yeah but sometimes the trauma comes out later, like you repressed it, or
that's true,
you don't even.
She was very young when they had their first one. I think she was like 16 or 17. Maybe 17. Yeah, she was very young when she had her first. Michaela then tells Jace that there's something that she wants to tell him. So at this point, she says that Jace knows about her abuse when she was 15, but she hasn't told him about the other times when she was 6.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Michaela in an interview says that she feels like she's still protecting the person that did it to her because it is someone in her family.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
And she says that she also feels like she's protecting her younger self because she didn't want to tell anyone at that point.
Yeah.
So it probably has like embarrassment tied to it with not wanting to tell anyone, with not knowing what to do at such a young age, to, you know, not feeling safe in any sort of scenario, especially if it's a family member.
Yeah.
Or it was a family member or like a close family friend, but like definitely someone very, very close to
somebody
her.
that her family trusted.
Right.
Whether it was a family member or a friend. Yeah.
So Michaela tells Jace that a family friend or family member sexually assaulted her when she was 6 and that she didn't want to ruin family relationships or tell anyone. She does say his name and they bleep it out, so we don't know that.
Okay.
Jace says that he's proud of Michaela for telling him this and he feels closer to her. He says in an interview right now that he's not going to be focused on being upset about like this. And he doesn't say that, but you can kind of tell, like, he doesn't want to take over the emotions by being like, holy fuck, that, like, is terrible.
Right.
And he just says that his job right now is to create the first safe space for her because she's never had that. So he's focused on just, like, letting her be her and letting her talk while she kind of processes and goes through all this. So.
Okay.
We cut to Taylor's car, and Taylor's calling her sister. So she's on the way to the airport to catch a flight for press.
Okay.
Taylor says to her sister that her therapist called her and asked her to come in because she's going to get some upsetting news, and her therapist wanted to talk through it with her in person.
Okay.
And Dakota. So I'm assuming that Dakota had a session because they do couples therapy together. I'm assuming Dakota called and asked to have a session with this person to talk through how to tell Taylor about what's happened. So her therapist calls Taylor to try to see if they can come in together so they can talk through it all together. And Taylor says that she can't. She's literally on the way to the airport.
Right.
She calls Dakota and says, you know, you need to tell me right now what it is. Like, I don't care. And Dakota was like, I don't want to tell you because I don't want to ruin your press. I don't want you to be upset for your press. And she goes,
you've just ruined it.
She was like, I'm going to be upset. If you don't tell me, I'm going to be upset. Yeah. And Dakota ended up telling her what happened. Taylor says that she feels so dumb for hooking up with him, a stagecoach. And she tells her sister about you know, who it was, what happened, and her
Oh yeah, because
sister.
this is her mom's friend, this close
Right,
person of the family, so
right.
her sister knows this
And
person.
so her sister's like, "Have you told mom yet?" And she goes, "No,
Oh
I haven't."
jeez.
And so Taylor says in an interview she really doesn't want to tell her mom right now because I guess her mom's really excited for press because she's going to come out. Taylor got invited to be on Jimmy Kimmel. So
Okay.
her mom's coming out for that. And
Oh
then they're doing some
jeez.
other stuff. So
Yeah.
she doesn't want to taint that experience with all this drama. So I don't know if Taylor's going to tell her mom or wait till after to tell her mom. But
Okay.
Taylor fully knows now and is
Jeez.
pissed off. Taylor says in an interview that she's completely done with Dakota and wants nothing to do with him anymore. And after she kind of angrily says that, she breaks down in tears.
Yeah.
And just, like, you can tell that she's just broken.
Yeah.
So, and that's the end of the
Oh
episode.
jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What? Man, I don't
Well.
even know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. So then I guess next week, we'll find out if she tells her mom or
Yeah.
when she tells her mom or.
Next week, I did see the previews. It seemed like a doozy, and now I'm like, now I'm just blanking on what it was. But yeah, it's gonna be action packed. Definitely more confrontation between Demi and like the other girls because they're all together, and Whitney. So yeah, we'll see more of the whole group together.
Gotcha. Really, like, leaves us on a cliffhanger. Like, last episode at the very end, we learned of the whole Dakota and Taylor's mom's friend thing.
Yeah.
And then it takes all the way to the end of this episode for Taylor to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's on her way.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom's coming.
Yep.
Oh, man, the suspense. Like, what is going to happen?
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out next week.
We'll find out next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Reality Hits Matt. That's Reality Hits MAT, just one T, Matt. Same on TikTok. If you have any questions, comments, want to drop us a line, email us, realityhitsmatt@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.